Do you know where you are going to sleep tonight? Lady Tewelda Braham and her daughter have just arrived in Shure. This must be a really difficult time for you. She's a civil servant from a city called Humera, and she says she's lost everything she owns. Do you know where you are going to sleep tonight? There is an elementary school in Shure that offers some sort of sanctuary, a place of refuge for people on the run. But they have arrived in a city now gripped by a humanitarian emergency, and there is little here to keep them alive.
There is no food, and there is no shelter, and there is no the basic needs.
A human tide of 300,000 are now camping in this beleaguered city after a hazardous journey from western Tigray. Some have been forced to flee their homes. Others have been banished by militias from the neighboring region of Amhara. The US government has called it ethnic cleansing. Aid organizations weren't permitted in Shure until recently, and the local hospital can't meet demand. This is the corridor of the main reception. They are short of beds and routine medication, like basic pain relief. This man was stitched up without an anesthetic during our visit.
They know there's 30 among the 50 something.
The war in Tigray has put everyone under terrible pressure.
As a physicians, we are doing our best, but it's really harsh. The environment is harsh. The time is harsh, and still our staffs are also still they have this psychological trauma, including me, psychological trauma, because one of our best pharmacy staff was killed with his family.
8-year-old Al Abraham was shot in the head by militiamen in western Tigray. His mother, grandmother and brother were killed.
I don't have an idea because he's too young. He's 8 years old. Later on, his little brother is 5 years old, killed already. Even they thought that this was already dead, but later on, as you can see, there is two sides of the injury. You can see one was it's a bullet injury, and it was in, and by that side it was also the bullet was get out.
They've been caught in the middle of a battle for power, and the war in Tigray will never leave them.